Hello, in this video we show you how to replace the coolant and bleed the cooling system on Nissan Micra. First we need to drain the coolant. Before draining the coolant we need to open the coolant tank cap. Next we're gonna go underneath the car and drain the coolant. First we need to remove this engine under tray in order to get access to the drain plug for the under radiator. This car has a drain plug which is on the left right there. Some cars might not have a drain plug, so you need to open the lower radiator hose to drain the coolant. Here on this drain plug you need to turn it counterclockwise and the coolant will start flowing. Now that coolant is flowing, we're going to wait for it to drain all the way, and then we're going to close the drain plug. If the video is useful, please like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Next we're gonna go on top of the car and we're going to start filling the cooling system and bleeding the cooling system. On this car there is two bleeder screws. In order to get access to them, we need to remove this air intake hose. Next I'll show you the two bleeding screws. On some cars it might not have bleeding screws. This is one bleeding screw and the other bleeding screw is down there on the thermostat. So this is the first one and the other bleeding screw is down there, just there. Like I said, some cars might not have bleeding screws, but this one has, so I'll show you how to bleed if you have the bleeding screws. If there are no bleeding screws, the procedure is similar, just you don't need to open the bleeding screws, you just need to let the car run and it will bleed itself. First I'm going to loosen the bleeding screw on the thermostat. And now I'm going to start filling the cooling system with coolant. This is the coolant that I'm using for this car, it's a green coolant. I'm going to continue filling it until the level stops dropping. Here you can see the coolant tank is almost full, so now I'm going to open the bleeding screw on the thermostat and I will allow all the air to come out. And once all the air comes out and only coolant starts flowing from the bleeding screw, then I'm going to close the bleeding screw. Now I will show you a closer view just before I remove the bleeding screw, and you see how the coolant will start flowing. Here you can see coolant is flowing, just allow it to flow for couple of seconds, and then you can close off the bleeding screw, and that means that the cooling system on that side is being bled. We can even see that the coolant level in the coolant tank dropped a little bit. Now next we're going to open the other bleeding screw that's on the upper radiator hose. I'm going to remove the bleeding screw completely. As I'm opening the bleeding screw, you can see the coolant level in the coolant tank dropped a little bit more, so that means that more air came out. Now I'm going to put a little bit more coolant, make it to the maximum level. Here you can see no coolant is coming out of the bleeding screw, so in order to bleed the cooling system, first I'm gonna go inside the car and turn the ignition on and start the car. I'm going to put the car into the heater to maximum level, and I'm going to put the heater blower motor to first or second position. I'm going to put a little bit more coolant in, and I'm going to wait for the car to warm itself up, and it will bleed itself. Don't close the bleeding screw, just let it be open so that all the air comes out of the bleeding screw. As the car is running right now, you can see the coolant tank, the level in the coolant tank is dropping, so that means the coolant is going into the heater core, and it's all the air is coming out of the bleeding screw. Here you can see the level in the coolant tank dropped even more, so I'm going to add a little bit more coolant. Once I add the coolant, I'm still going to wait for the car to run a little bit more. I'm going to check the level in the coolant tank. We can see again it's dropping, so that means the coolant is still going into the heater core, and it's bleeding. The cooling system is bleeding itself out. And here you can see that the bleeding screw on the top of the radiator hose the coolant is starting to come out, so that means that the cooling system is full of coolant. It has been bled, so now we can put on the bleeding screw. Before putting on the bleeding screw, I'm still going to add a little bit more coolant, and just to make it to the maximum level, and now I'm going to put on the bleeding screw. When I put on the bleeding screw, I'm going to tighten it, and then I'll show you the coolant level in the coolant tank. Now I'll show you the coolant level in the coolant tank. Here you can see it's at the maximum level, so now I can close off the coolant cap. Next I'm gonna go inside the car and I'll check if the heating started. I'm going to put it in maybe third or fourth position, do it at maximum heating, and the heating should have started. For the heating to start, the engine should be at normal operating temperature. Once the engine is at normal operating temperature and the cooling system has been bled completely, then there should be heating on. If there is heating coming out of the vents, that means that the cooling system has been bled, and we're all done. Now we can turn off the car, and after the car gets cold, then we can check the coolant level and add if necessary. Next, I'll show you the procedure in the service manual for replacing and bleeding the cooling system on this car. You can read it yourself. Hopefully the video was helpful. Please like and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.